Okay, quick video of a new controller I've got from 8Bitdo. It's a SFC30, and as you can see it looks very similar to the Super Famicom controllers, and sort of it's basically a take on that, and it's Bluetooth, which is the main difference between this and other ones. And it's the same, because it's 8Bitdo, it's the same type of connection process that I've got in the other video showing you the FC30 Pro. So it's very easy to get up and running with different devices like RetroPie on the Raspberry Pi, but also obviously it's compatible with Android, iOS, macOS and Windows. So it's a good all-round device. And this one, well, you can't see it on the pictures, you've got the couple of corner buttons at the top, or shoulder buttons, and sort of general standard info on the back, same as the FC30 Pro. If I get this one out of the box, it's the same style of box and casing as all the other 8Bitdo with their logo here. And you can see here, it's got instead of the sort of Super Famicom title in the same style, you've got 8Bitdo. And like I say, these ones are really popular because they're really similar to the original device, except of course it's wireless because it's based on Bluetooth. And this one's still on. Blue flashing means pairing. It's different to the Pro devices because it doesn't have the blue lights around the side. But this one's cheaper, it's £20, and the Pro versions are about £30. So I guess you get what you pay for there. But that said, £20 still a fair investment, and it's about double the price of a decent wired version. So you still want to make sure you get quality, and it is a good solid device. It's got a bit of weight to it. It doesn't feel too flimsy. The buttons, you've got a good press to them. You can hear that. They feel solid. It looks very professional. You've got the rubber. These are, you can tell that that's sort of the same type of rubber as on the originals for the select and start. So you've got all the key buttons in place there, along with those shoulder buttons. On the back you've just got standard info there, nothing particularly relevant, nothing under the base either, but you do get the information lights here. So I think I should be able to turn that off. If I hold down start, we should get that off there. So that's turned off now. And to put it back into joypad mode, which quite often is what you'd want to use to pair it if you're using Raspberry Pi, or if you want something like the iCade or keyboard mode, you'd hold down B. So if I hold down B, press start, you should see it go into a different mode here. So I should get 2 flashes on the blue. Yeah, so it goes 2 and then turns off, just to say it's in keyboard mode. If I hold down start again, turn it off, and then just turn it on normally with start, you should just get a pattern of 1 on the blue to say it's in joypad mode. So that's what I tend to use with the RetroPie, but it'll quite happily pair with most things. Particularly it's good for games on Android and iOS systems where you'd have touchscreen otherwise. But the D-pad over here is very solid as well. I mean, it's plastic, but that's what you get on the original anyway, and it feels like it's going to last. It doesn't feel like it's sort of mushing down. You get a good click with it all. The shoulder buttons, pretty solid. I think it lasts pretty well, and I have tried hooking this up to RetroPie, and there's no problem with that. It's very similar to the other video I've done, and maybe I'll do another one to show you how to hook 2 up at once, but you kind of get the idea from the instructions on the first one. You just start about step number 3, and there's a wiki on a wiki entry on the RetroPie wiki about how to add these as well. I've put that together following the video really, so it's easy enough to add a second or third, fourth controller. Yeah, so that's the controller as it comes, and also in the box you get the standard extra info from 8Bitdo. Under here you've got this cardboard covering. So you've got the manual, which is really similar to the other manuals. The main bits of detail in here are this bit here to say which mode to put it into. So I'd use the joystick mode there, which is just by pressing, so you get that by pressing start. You can get it in the keyboard mode by pressing the B button that I did earlier there. And then over here it's got the LED lights. So you can see that blue light flashing means it's trying to pair. Basically it's disconnected and trying to pair, just to give you a bit of info. But yeah, it's very similar to the other manuals you get. In here you get some extra gizmos. I think it's a key ring, and that up. I can. Yeah, you get that key ring. And you also get this, and there's a lot of forum posts, Reddit entries, generally people saying, what is that? And I think generally the consensus is it's to hook, and you attach that to a wall or the back of the mobile or back of something that you have with you, and then you hook different keys or keychains to this. It's like a keychain holder, something like that. But yeah, it's a bit bizarre. And here you get the USB cable to charge it. So I think I showed you the controller. You've got the lights at either side, and here you've got the micro USB to charge it and also update the firmware. So this came with the firmware that came out in about May 2015, but there's updated firmware from August that improves the Bluetooth pairing and improves Mac compatibility and some other bits and bobs. But yeah, it's just useful to keep it up to date, so it's good that the company 8Bitdo released the extra info. And like I say, in there it's just going to be a USB cable. You need to open that. And for comparison, I do have a iBuffalo, which is typically what I've used with RetroPie. You can see again it's trying to emulate the original SNES controllers, and it's very similar. I'd say it's similar quality. It certainly lasts, it's very durable, and the size is pretty similar as well, I'd say. You've got a slightly different colour, but in terms of the size there, you can see they're pretty much identical. Except, of course, the iBuffalo is about £10, give or take, so it's about half the price because of the cable, but it's a great alternative if for whatever reason you can't get Bluetooth in your setup. This one works pretty well. And the other controller that I looked at earlier is this SFC30 Pro. The difference being on these, you've got the analog buttons here, which give you obviously a lot more options in terms of control, and you've got the extra shoulder buttons here, R2 and L2, as well as R1, L1 on the side, and the lights here go around the side. So if I turn that one on, try that again. Maybe I've used the battery up on this one. Yeah, maybe I've wound that down. I've been using that a lot. Yeah, but the lights go on the side there. D-pad's pretty good, and it does feel worth the extra money, I'd say, this one, especially if you need the analog buttons. But it is very good quality, very similar size to that one. So it compares pretty similarly. It's a bit slimmer, and obviously it doesn't feel quite as plasticky as this one, but they're both pretty good. But yeah, this one up and running is a quick way to get wireless connection with your RetroPie or whatever wireless system you want, and I found it's pretty easy to set up as well. It's pretty reliable and consistent trying to configure it, so don't seem to get too many problems with that. But all in all, a great handheld controller. I'd totally recommend them. I'll keep an eye out on 8Bitdo's products, because I might get some more of those, especially like the look of their arcade controllers. Might try one of those. Any questions, please put it in the forum. Thanks.